All right, Dirty Sports, episode 825, live on YouTube in 5, 4, 3. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, with my co-host from New York, Joey No Chill Praino.
Hello, Andy.
The same time zone. I like it.
I like it a lot. Yeah, here we are. I thought I'm so used to being in different time zone one way or the other that I was like, I'm not going to be able to do this show on Thursday because by the time I fly and then go to the Mets game and then get back to Gabby's place and then walk the dog and feed the dog or whatever, it's going to be 9 o'clock. It's midnight Ruther time and forget it. And then I was like, oh, no, we're both going to be East Coast time.
Midnight Ruther time? Where am I living? In the middle of the Atlantic Ocean?
Well, I'm saying when I'm in California and it's 9 o'clock.
True.
It's midnight Ruther time. So I was let's do it Friday morning. But now tomorrow morning for all our golf balls out there, I'm playing Winged Foot tomorrow morning. So let's get it done tonight so we can go out on one of the great golf courses in America and maybe the world and embarrass myself, drink a whole bunch of Miller Lights.
Well, we wouldn't expect anything less. Now you are running on empty, right?
I really am.
Did you get a nap in it all today?
I got a 15-minute nap in on the car ride home from the Mets game to Westchester. Unfortunately, I was unable to sleep very much on the red-eye flight last night. So
Who we flying last night?
Flying JetBlue.
Did you see Mike Tyson? Have you seen the Mike Tyson thing?
I have seen the Mike Tyson.
I believe was that JetBlue?
That was JetBlue. And it looks like he was up in Mint, which is their first class. Don't come up in Mint. Don't come up here, Mint. Trying to take a selfie with me.
Why are people, by the way?
I'll knock your fucking teeth out.
Why are you harassing Mike Tyson?
Yeah. How stupid. That's just one of those things that's like caught on film. A guy tried to take a selfie with a live alligator and it bit him. Like Mike Tyson, and I say this with all due respect, it's how he became the most feared and most exhilarating heavyweight champ by far in my lifetime is an animal. He's an animal. He's more animal than he is human.
He's a savage, man.
Yeah. He's a trained killing animal. He's a apex predator trained to knock your fucking teeth out.
But also, he gave you a selfie, man. He was cool. Secondly, you don't ask for a picture when the guy's on the plane. You just don't. Look, I put myself in those shoes. If Mike Tyson was on my flight,
Kareem would have been like, fuck off, kid.
Oh, 100%. 100% Kareem would have said that. That's what I'm learning from reading Winning Time. And Showtime.
Reading Showtime and watching Winning Time.
Yeah.
Watching Winning Time, not on Showtime, on HBO, and reading Showtime, not Winning Time in book form.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was just a dick. Like, I don't think there's any way around it. Just everything I've read, and now we see it in the TV show. Like, the guy was kind of an asshole. He just was. And
he's got a Substack newsletter that he puts out, and he's said that the whole show's bullshit. Jerry West has said the whole show. This Winning Time, man, is getting a Mike Tyson like barrage of punches from the players and executives.
Well, Jerry West wants a official retraction.
Seems precisely like something the Jerry West character in Winning Time would demand.
I saw people tweeting that. So
did you?
Yeah. So a lot of people tweet out. So Jerry West is demanding retraction and apology for what he calls a baseless and malicious assault on his character in the Winning Time series. A letter was sent Tuesday by his legal team to the network and also producer Adam McKay. He claimed that it falsely and cruelly portrays Mr. West as an out-of-control, intoxicated rageaholic, saying that bears no resemblance to the real man. Here's what's interesting, and I would love to ask Jeff Pearlman this on Monday when he comes on our show. They do cite how these things in the show are not cited in the book.
They do. Oh, the
legal team,
the legal claim from Jerry West cites,
one of them, yes,
yeah, cites that this is a show and not the book,
saying that, look, man, this was not in his book.
Well, I mean, it's interesting, and I'm excited that we're going to have Jeff on next episode, because obviously he can only speak to the book he made, and he was obviously a consultant on the show. But excited to have him on to talk about like how they Hollywoodized his book. And then also, the access that he even had with the people that have taken umbrage with it, because Kareem is an awesome dude, like in terms of his output. He's written 1 million books. He's got a Substack newsletter that I subscribe to. I've read his thoughts on, a ton of things. He's a great writer. He's a thoughtful man. And he definitely has a prickly way about him historically. He has a prickly way about him now. And then obviously you have read the book and I have not read the book, but I think that what's the most interesting, and he's definitely more of an outspoken figure than Jerry West has been over the years in terms of giving his opinion on everything, is that he kind of like gave his review on his newsletter, but Jerry West is coming with the lawsuit, and no one really made any took umbrage, I guess, with the book. So it's like, I said to you before the show, it's like, I don't think real life Aaron Brockovich had the perfect breasts. You know what I mean? Like Hollywood does things in movies, like they change things for good or for bad. Magic Johnson is the happiest man on earth. He's just the Disney World of people. He never didn't smile in his whole life. Of course he did. Well, of course he had bad days.
It's funny you say that, because the book, conversely, the TV show doesn't, in my opinion, go nearly into depth as the book concerning Magic Johnson was addicted to sex. Now, people can debate that, and I also a lot of times think that there's no such thing. I've said that in the past. So I'll say that term loosely, but I mean, the book, it's fascinating to hear how much sex he was having, and that's all he did. And I mean, some of these sex parties, I just read a part yesterday. It was wild. Magic would throw sex parties at his Bel Air mansion, and Magic was also like a voyeur. So at a certain time of the night, you had to be having sex, and Magic would walk around the house and open rooms, and people had to be having sex in those rooms. So like, they haven't gone there. And which, by the way, I don't know if there's a new Apple documentary series on Magic.
No, I have heard about it, but I haven't started watching.
And I heard they're pushing that right now because they're trying to dilute his image.
And that's what I was about to say too, is like, this is all a big game of telephone. There's the truth. There's the truth that people would tell a reporter. There's the truth that the reporter would tell a Hollywood showmaker. There's the truth that somebody would tell a documentarian. It's all like versions. So it's like, what's amazing for me is like that people don't just have the same exact attitude that I have when I watched it, which is like watching it and just immediately going like, which parts of these are like true, which parts of these are based in truth, and which parts of these are completely fictionalized, just to make the point across that these are like Hollywood characters that makes it more entertaining than whatever. And, meanwhile, Jerry West is out there going like, I never did that. And it's like, yeah, okay. And I don't think, again, like, you think about all the historical figures that have been, I don't think the guy, Tom Cruise played in Born on the 4th of July was like the sexiest man alive. But Tom Cruise, I think, was voted that twice, like it's just the way it goes.
Now, look, a lot of people are obviously having West back in this. It's not even a lawsuit. I to be honest, I don't fully understand it. They want a legal retraction, an apology. I don't know what that means.
Doesn't that already start every episode? Though they already start every episode, and everything you've seen in this is fictionalized and dramatized for television. Like, isn't that the legal retraction that you want?
They asked for a retraction no later than 2 weeks from the receipt of the letter, and the letter was sent this week. I just look, man. I at the end of the day, they're going to create storylines. But again, if you read the book, and again, I suggest everybody reads the book. It's Jerry West. He was a complicated guy, like all of us. For the record, we all have different sides. We're all different layers, and you peel things back, and we're not simple. There's nuance to everybody. And I think that's true with Jerry because, part of it, as shown in the show, he definitely battled depression and he had a tough upbringing and he was physically abused by his dad. These people dealt with some serious shit. And obviously it creates a certain psyche. And at the end of the day, like you said, it's Hollywood, it's entertainment. We have a second season. But it's crazy. My big takeaway from reading the book is just, again, how wild it was that all these pieces fell together and how great of a GM Jerry West was then and the rest of his career and all these players, and they fit them together like a puzzle, and the Lakers just continued to be good. I mean, think about that. 9 finals, 5 titles in Magic's first 11 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's absolutely nuts, which should lead us to discussing the current playoffs.
Yes, good segue, Andy.
Hey, this is my first rodeo. Now, I want to start off with the Nets.
We got to start off with the Randy Ruther update of the week, because I got to say, Randy Ruther's Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals, like that doesn't really pull up my heartstrings, But when Randy Ruther is also a fellow LeBron stan, he shot a great tweet our way, and I was like, yeah, this is 100%.
Well, true. He's wanting to go in the LeBron world, which is fine. LeBron's obviously not playing. I get his sentiment here, and I'll read the tweet. I don't know. You were probably on a flight. I watched the whole game yesterday.
I watched a lot of it, but I missed some of it, but I watched most of it.
So just like the first game, the Nets build a lead and then they blow it in the second half. So it was a very close mirror image of the first game, minus Kyrie had a great first game. He had a poor second game. Durant has had 2 bad second games. So this was the tweet. Kevin Durant went 0 for 10 with 4 turnovers in the second half last night in a crucial game 2. Lost to Boston. No major headlines. If LeBron did that, he'd be getting grilled by every sports media known by man. You know why he's not getting grilled? Because he's not on LeBron's level. That's my take. When you're the best, when you're the best, you get criticized the most.
Right. But I think there's a lot of people who stupidly would argue that he is on LeBron's level. But I agree with you 100%, which is I think the headlines speak for themselves, as does all the other accolades that LeBron has, accomplished over the years. But there are people that would throw at other folks the phrase casual. People who the most casual NBA fans are the ones who love to call people casuals. But there are people who would say KD is on or above LeBron's level, but I agree with you 100% that the fact that no one's talking about this is the reason that he's not. Also, I'll add something else to this and I already know there's dirt balls driving off the road because we're making this about LeBron. But I think when you talk about sports in general, comparing the players in the league and how they play versus not just the greatest player in the league, whether it be today or like recently, but like the recent era, we're holding him to the standard of the era of which he plays in. So, there are people who would call Kevin Durant one of the 5 best players in basketball or whatever. But here is why it's once again different than LeBron. Kevin Durant's game was awful. Michael Jordan had awful games like these too. Like this is, on this level, no, but like not that far off at times. And the reason that a lot of times this flies under the radar, especially with Michael Jordan, but I think we'll see this with Kevin Durant throughout his career when people look back on it as well as the way they look at it now. He scored 27 points. But he did that because he gets to the free throw line still. And he makes his free throws. And LeBron struggles with free throws, yes, but also just doesn't get to the line as much because, again, just refed differently. So that is something I'm not bringing this up just to like slurp LeBron. I'm just bringing this up in terms of for you younger guys out there, when you look at how these guys are judged historically, people just love to go like and find the 14-point playoff game on poor shooting or the 8-point playoff game on poor shooting. And it's like, historically, when this game is long behind us, no one will look at this game because they'll be like, oh, he scored 27 points. That wasn't the bad one. But then when you dig deeper, you're like, he went 0 for in the second half. He had a gang of turnovers, but he got 27 points because he still gets ref like a human being instead of like an alien like LeBron. But the bottom line about this game is honestly, I was like a bit wrong. I guess I wasn't that wrong because of what I just said. He still scored 27 points. And I said, Kevin Durant is going to get his no matter what. And in a sense, he did. But this Celtics team and their perimeter defense is causing havoc for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. And when you have 2 ISO heavy guys, their ability to then go, it's not our night, or they're taking us away, let's make other people better, it becomes an unwinnable situation because that's the only way either of those guys know how to succeed.
Well,
hence Kevin Durant not having a championship except when he was on a stacked Warriors team.
So this game, there was a lot of runs that were happening in this game. Brooklyn starts off 9-0. Obviously, I know the Celtics are going to come back, but I feel like this really was, I know I'm saying the obvious here, but I really felt like this was a game that Nets had to win because now their backs are really against the wall. I mean, they got to take 4 out of 5, right? Like, I just don't see it happening. Yeah.
I mean, listen, this is the reason that NBA playoffs are set up like this. I always say after a 2-0 lead, 2-1 is the closest it can be. The closest it can be is 2-1. The closest it can be is 3-2. Like after an odd number of games, some team has to be up 1. So yeah. Oh, but like, is it? You could say momentum wise, it's different if the Nets get game 2 and the Celtics get game 3. Now we're just trading game. It's like, oh, this is a back and forth series. But really, is the momentum that different than the Celtics get 2 and then the Nets get their very first one at home? And now they're going, no, you know what? This is going to be a home court series. We don't have to worry about winning a road game till game 7. All we got to do is keep winning, defend home court. And then, as Kevin Garnett said, in a game 7, Andy,
Anything is possible.
That's right.
To have 2 stars go MIA though, you don't see that normally in the NBA in the playoffs. Like when two stars, like one guy goes.
There's a lot that to dissect.
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? You're 2 alphas. One guy might go cold. Guy might have a cold streak. One guy might have a rough night. You had 2 guys.
But there's a lot behind this. Besides ISO heavy players on facing the best perimeter defense in the league. There's more to it than that. Also, Kyrie out, the James Harden situation, all this stuff. Since Kevin Durant came back, Kevin Durant's been playing 40 minutes a game. They've been playing Kevin Durant playoff minutes for since he came back. So you have a tired.
Same for Kyrie, by the way.
Well, same for Kyrie, but so let's do Kevin Durant first. Kevin Durant nonstop, like they've been playing him 40 minutes a game for God knows how long. That is not how you should go into the playoffs. Now, unfortunately for this Nets team, they needed to do that just to get into the playoffs. So, and to be to be a 7 or 8 seed instead of a 9 or 10 seed where you got to win 2 games just to get in. But also, Kyrie Irving is for the first time ever playing games 2 days apart. This dude's been playing basketball all year. 4 days between games, 5 days between games, a week between games. He's not just playing 40 minutes. He's playing 40 minutes suddenly against the same team with playoff intensity. And he's been doing it without playing at this consistent, pace level the whole year.
And
couple that with the ISO scoring mentality. And
also he's fasting right now.
Right.
It's Ramadan, which I didn't realize Kyrie had become Muslim, had converted.
Right. I imagine with NBA health and strength coaches and stuff like that they've got that sorted out.
Okay, well they made a thing of it last night during the game.
Yeah, they love to make a thing about it, but
I'm just saying,
I remember Hakeem Olajuwon scoring like 60 points in a fucking playoff game and being like, hungry. And you're like, okay. They're like, what do you call that move in the post? He's like, dream shake. I put in nuts, berries, figs, peanut butter. They're like, are you hungry? Hakeem is like,
Hakeem, another, I feel undervalued, underappreciated all-time NBA player who doesn't get the.
I agree. Although
especially since he was drafted before Jordan.
Yeah. I feel like the modern NBA fan, at least smart ones, have come around on him and have Hakeem as like, I don't know, the second or third best center ever.
Do you pronounce it Hakeem or Akeem?
So do you like?
I always said Akeem.
Well, this is an amazing fucking. Somebody should do the NBA deep dive on this, because when he was in the NBA and they showed his name on the screen, it was Hakeem with an H. Olajuwon. Hold on.
The H silent.
Right. And Olajuwon on the jersey. Right. In college, he had Akeem, no H on the back of his jersey, like fucking Ichiro. Like, I don't even know how to spell his name. I don't even know what his first or last name is, let alone how to pronounce it. When you tell me what your first name is and what your last name is and how I spell them, then I'll worry about pronouncing it.
So we don't know.
If you look at the University of Houston jerseys from when he played, it said on the back, Akeem, like he was Eddie Murphy's character and Coming to America.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. You know what I completely forgot? Who he finished his career with.
Toronto.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Never forget.
A final season with Toronto. Yeah. You can't forget that. Well, the Nets are in a hole. you have a game happening right now, which is surprising a lot of people, including myself. The T-Wolves are up 21 on the Grizz, 1-1 series. They were blowing them out this game. Memphis came back, cut to 7 at halftime. Obviously, Minnesota is now pushed the lead back double digits again. I mean, this is going to be a dogfight of a series, man.
Yeah.
Total dogfight of a series.
I love it too. John Morant's going to have to send out more weird video tweets to inspire himself.
What did he do? I didn't see it.
Before game 2, he put out the Jordan smoking a cigar in the locker with a baseball bat tweet. And I still don't. People are like, oh, he's out to get him in this game. And I was like, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? I think for game 4, he should put out the security guard.
The guy who's now homeless because Jordan took all his money.
Either that, or he should put out I want John Morant to communicate only through Twitter videos and GIFs for the rest of the series. Like maybe he just puts out the Alonzo Mourning head shake after this game, blah. I feel like I could be a GIF actor.
Hey,
I feel like I could do GIF recreations.
I think you could too. When you're doing that, it reminds me, when you're bringing that up, is the Alonzo Mourning GIF, is that a top 10 all-time GIF?
It's honestly might be my favorite GIF ever.
Yeah, I know it's yours. But like, if we're going to do top 10 all time, is that a top 10 all time?
I don't know. It's in my top 10 of all time. What, like, just rattle off top 10s.
Blinking guy meme. I love the Jack Nicholson. That's probably the Andy Ruther most used. The Jack Nicholson from The Departed nodding his head.
What about the fat Robert Redford smiling?
Yeah. I thought it was Zach Galifianakis for the longest time.
Yeah. I actually like the black keyboardist smirk one. That's up there for me.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I use, for me, some of my most used that aren't like super popular. I use Kevin Durant, you the real MVP a lot.
Yeah, I use it a fair amount.
I use Fez from That 70s Show. I love you. He makes it hard. I love you. Yeah. I use that a lot. Anytime anybody gives me anything like, hey dude, I just Venmoed you $10 for Miller Lights. I'm like,
I use this really gay kid with my girlfriend a lot when he says, hey girl.
Okay.
He's like, no. Hey girl. Jesus, I'm messing it up. He's saying, I can't believe I messed that up. He's saying, yes, queen.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
In fact, she's told me she wants to buy me his outfit so that I can, like you're talking about being a GIF actor, that I can completely redo it. You know
which one I use sporadically, but it comes up all the time. You know, the like crazy toothed black guy who's like, ha, got him.
That guy's great.
Yeah.
And this, by the way, what we're discussing, this is what I love about social media, like this stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine if they created a social media where you couldn't talk politics at all. It was just like this stuff. Like they need their own Twitter for sports, for NBA. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's people are saying to me, I can already hear people like, hey, idiot, that's why you choose filters and you can filter out all that shit.
Yeah.
The got him guy. I like him.
Got him. He has his like phone on speaker.
Dude, that's absolutely amazing. I don't even know what we're talking about. What the hell are we talking about? NBA playoffs.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about Ja Morant. He inspired himself with the Michael Jordan batting a baseball bat and the cigar for game 2. Came out there, had a dominant game.
Okay, Joe Praino.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you on the spot.
Okay.
Who wins that series?
The Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay.
I don't love it. I'm not confident in it. 2-1. Timberwolves have home court and they're defending home court. They've taken home court advantage. I think that the Grizzlies are a little young, and that's why they're going to get tested. And I think that they'll probably lose, a next round matchup. I mean, depending on who they would play, because I think they're a little young to go deep this year. But I think Ja's the best player on the floor still. Okay. But I got to say, the emergence of Anthony Edwards, I call him Goose. I don't know if anybody else calls him Goose.
I like it. Great Top Gun reference. Black Goose.
But my fear is that he keeps playing well. They're right there in the hunt. They're neck and neck with John Morant's Iceman. And then, he hits the canopy in like a game 7.
Oh, man. Too soon.
Spoiler alert. Goose dies.
Also too soon. Well, if they win and Golden State keeps playing how they are, they would face Golden State, who, by the way,
if they keep playing what they are, if Anthony Edwards does keep it up, next thing you know, he'll be playing with the boys. Play it with the boys.
Golden State's looking nice, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And we haven't really talked about him. Jordan Poole. What a great draft pick. What a great player he's completely developing.
Splash triplets.
Here's a fun fact. I bet you didn't know this. Jordan Poole has the most threes in the NBA since the All-Star break.
I did know that.
You did know that. Okay.
I read the rundown. Let's go.
Whoa.
Let's go.
Oh, Joe Praino.
Just when you think he's going to zig, he zags.
Holy shit.
But I didn't know it before I read the rundown. So
Okay.
I knew it as of 8 minutes ago.
All right. Well, that's a classic Praino. Praino read the 8 rundown right before we went live.
Yeah, just to know what we're talking about.
But they're looking nice.
Yeah. And I think that they beat whoever comes out of that series.
So you're saying Golden State to the Western Conference Finals right here.
Yeah.
You like it?
I do. But also I think whoever comes out of that series could also give Golden State a series. But I do. I like Golden State to the Western Conference Finals.
Well, I hate that Devin Booker got injured.
Sucks.
Because 31 points in that half. Dude was on fire. Now everything has changed with that injury. Obviously, he's their best player. Really kind of throws that whole conference up in the air.
Absolutely. I'll put you on the spot now, Andy. What conference does the NBA champion come out of?
I'm still going to say the West.
The West. The West. This dude went, ha! Got him. I'm full Alonzo Mourning watching Andy call the West. I'm
saying the West. Okay, so if you're looking at the East, you got Miami.
Playing
well.
To me, it's Miami, Milwaukee, Boston, Philly. Like I like all those teams kind of more than a West, a battered West. A hobbled Luka, no Booker, a Timberwolves, a Timberwolves Grizzlies series that they're beating each other up. Golden State, could sneak through, but I don't think they got I don't think they got enough. I don't think they got enough firepower.
Well, hey, sometimes you got to make some crazy takes. I don't know, man. I really like the way Golden State's playing.
Well, listen, you made the call, and that's why you're the real MVP. When Golden State does win the finals, man, Black Keyboard guy's gonna fucking Smile, slowly smile.
Hey man, if I can live in a GIF world, I'm here for it. If we can just go back and forth.
Should be the title of the episode. It's a GIF world.
You know what's funny about us? We're old heads, but we're still with the young heads. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like
we're ironically young heads.
Like we're dudes
this is Andy Ruther's MO for years. I mean, do you remember when you single-handedly made It's Lit Fam unable to be said by anybody under the age of 40?
Fact.
People are all yeah. I mean, I don't even think kids say fact anymore because of you.
Yeah, I like to kill things.
You're like you on this show is like when we were a kid and my mom would be like, we're gonna, you know what, we're gonna get ice cream before dinner, and then we were like, we are, and then she'd be like, not, and we'd be like, Mom, please don't do that.
Well, my one brother's always calling me. He's like, fucking millennial. Like anytime I say something, millennial. He really gets annoyed when I say it's been a minute. And, it's been a minute since we all got together. It's been a minute. What the fuck's that mean? Fucking millennial. Fucking millennial talk. It's like, okay, Brad, well, I'm barely a millennial. Okay, millennial. It's been a minute. I think I'm cool.
Well, to be fair, Brad was born in 1964, so.
Did you want to hear something funny about him? As we find all these old pictures, I found a whole new thing of pictures from myself and my brothers, and just a big box under my parents' bed. When I came across everybody's 8th grade photos, he was in the Civil Air Patrol, because of course he was. Do you know the Civil Air Patrol?
No.
It's a nationwide, dude, he wore his 8th grade photo as the Civil. It's like a thing that you could join. It'd be like the Boy Scouts for people who were into military stuff, but like aviation more. I think it's more like aviation.
So what does that uniform look like?
Oh my God, dude!
Like the little fucking paper hat thing?
No, it's like a blue shirt and a tie, and he's got ribbons like he did. Dude, you didn't just dude, you're 8th grade. You didn't just come back from Nam. You didn't
just down a MiG in a dogfight.
Funny you said, because every time we played Top Gun on the swing set outside, I was always Goose. He never let me be Maverick. Always, you're Goose.
I can just see your brother's class version of me sitting behind him in the picture line. He's like, what are those ribbons for? He's like, yes, for excellent service in the aviation. Oh, bullshit.
Yeah, I'm still bitter. I always was Goose. I didn't get to be Black Goose. I was just Goose. So I'm going down every fucking time. So the new Top Gun, we keep bringing it up, so I have to ask. The new Top Gun, Goose's son is in it.
Goose's son is in it.
That's Miles Teller.
I believe that is correct.
Can't wait to be let down by that fucking disaster.
Oh, I think it's gonna be amazing.
Oh no! Come on.
I mean, well, first of all, you need to adjust your expectations. No movie will ever be Top Gun.
Okay.
So if that's the bar you're setting, be prepared to be fucking Alonzo Mourning. But I stand by a claim I've made for a long time. Tom Cruise.
Here we go.
He doesn't miss, dude.
Well, you said he's never been in a bad movie.
No. He's been Tom Cruise himself has never been bad in a movie, which I stand by. But also,
what would be the worst movie concerning his acting ability?
I haven't seen all of them, but
Interview with the Vampire.
I thought he wasn't that bad in Interview with the Vampire. He wasn't amazing, but I would still say he leveled to good. He was a good actor in Interview with the Vampire. I haven't seen shit like Rockstar, whatever. Like, but I don't know off the top of my head, like maybe some like super duper early stuff where before he found his like real footing, like Taps or whatever. But even that, he was kind of psycho.
Yeah. You say Tom Brady drinks the blood of children. I feel like that's what he's doing too. Like Tom.
Well, that's why I would say his that's why I would say his portrayal in Interview of a Vampire was at least good. He is a vampire. He's like, how dare
60 this summer.
He goes, how dare you criticize me for playing a vampire when I am a vampire?
I mean, he's going to be 60 this summer.
By the way, have you watched the new Batman yet? Did you watch The Batman?
No, I saw it's available now.
It's available on HBO Max. It's like, it says something about the state of movies, the state of, I don't know, a post-COVID world, and also just the state of Joe Praino in general, that I didn't make it to see a Batman movie in the
we
theaters.
talked about this, remember, a few weeks ago.
So I did watch it, though. And I was remarkably disappointed.
Really?
People made it sound like it was great, and it was not great.
Yeah.
I would argue it was not even really very good.
Are we talking Val Kilmer Batman?
Well,
where are we talking? Give me comparison to the other Batmans. George Clooney Batman?
Okay. So here's the thing. And maybe I'm going to go too much of a too Batman nerdy here. But
well, you have a Batman tattoo.
Yeah. But the Val Kilmer George Clooney era Batmans.
Very forgettable.
Right. Very forgettable. But that was when Tim Burton brought Batman back, did the two Michael Keatons. Tim Burton ejected. One of them was definitely the one director whose name I can't remember. Schumacher.
Joel Schumacher?
Joel Schumacher. One of them was him. And one of them was maybe somebody else, or maybe he did two of them. Anyway, those movies as a whole
sucked.
Were fucking bad.
Bad.
Val Kilmer, much like Tom Cruise. It's amazing that these two guys were the 1-2 in Top Gun. Hard to find a bad Val Kilmer performance. There's some out there, but it's hard. Val Kilmer might be the Eli Manning of fucking movie actors. He might be the most underrated movie actor of all time. He's the Mike D'Antoni meets Eli Manning of movie actors. Val Kilmer is pretty much fucking incredible. So I didn't think Val Kilmer's Batman was that bad, but the movie was atrocious. Clooney, who I love,
bro,
his Batman was pretty uninspiring. I mean,
let's not forget Alicia Silverstone. Is that her name?
Yeah. Alicia. Yeah.
Remember the controversy? She put on a little weight. Remember that was
they called her fat girl,
and she couldn't fit in the Batgirl outfit.
Can you imagine the fucking think pieces we would have now if anybody ever called her fat girl?
Oh my god! I think we just got canceled for
reminding people of it.
Yeah.
Clooney's Batman was uninspiring and the movie was bad. So that's kind of whatever. And I hate to say that because I love Clooney. This movie was just too long, too boring. His Batman was like goth and emo and whatever, which was like a take, and it was fine. And I actually the one thing I kind of liked about not his portrayal of Batman, but the character of Batman in this is they tried to make it like very real life. Like there was no like gadgets that just like only made sense in like a movie land. They were all like practical gadgets. Like he was a real crime fighter who had like real shit on. Like at one point he flies. And we've seen in a million movies where Batman just like jumps off a building and his cape like kind of like lets him fly down. And you're like, what's the logistics of that? And then at least in like at least in the Chris Nolan one, at one point they had like they were like, oh, it's magnetized. You know what I mean? And it was like, still, you're bending reality there a little. In this one, he does like a full like squirrel suit. Like, you know, like you've seen guys do on like a Red Bull fucking shit, you know?
Flying squirrel.
Yeah. So he's doing it with like, and you're like, okay, that's a practical way that works.
Yeah.
So I liked that. And I didn't really mind his like emo thing, but I didn't love his performance. But just overall, the movie has the Riddler, Catwoman, Penguin.
It's a lot.
And the Joker, like with a minor, like fucking, you know, appearance. And the only real villain in the whole thing is the Riddler. And he doesn't look anything like the original Riddler in any way. The Penguin's just like a guy. Catwoman's not a villain. I was just like, what the fuck is happening in this movie? I mean, the Catwoman's hot, but like,
yeah,
she cat burglars for like 1 second.
Guess I'll have to watch it.
Because that was the thing. The original, like go all the way back. The original Catwoman, back. She wasn't like a Batman villain. She was just like a cat burglar that Batman, you know, would thwart because Batman thwarts crime around the city.
Yeah. Well, I'll check it out. We're going down some rabbit holes today, Praino.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of Batman and Robin, should we get back to KD?
We can.
And
I feel like we've discussed the NBA. We've made our picks.
This is pretty funny, Andy. I just got a message on Instagram. Sometimes DirtBall is just remarkable, and maybe it's not a DirtBall, so maybe I'm shitting on somebody who doesn't deserve it. But they just said, "Hey, any shows while you're in New York City?" If only there were a way for you to figure that out.
If only you had a website or a social media platform that would.
If only the social media platform that you direct messaged me on had a link in my bio.
Do you remember how angry I used to get?
Yes, dude. The old school and like pre Float Lab, pre CBD, pre whatever. They'd be like, hey, what time are you guys airing? It's like, oh, maybe if we fucking aired every fucking week, 10 a.m. Monday, 10 a.m. Thursday, that'd be a relevant question to ask. But since we do that every fucking week, it isn't a relevant question to ask. Get the fuck out of my face. You lose. You get nothing. Good day, sir. Got him.
I think peak angry Andy Ruther was 2016. Like 2016,
dude, I remember you took Trump getting elected pretty bad.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, what? Did I don't remember that. No.
Like, actually, I was kind of stoked about it.
I will never forget that night. That was the night you dropped your special.
Yeah. Joe Praino Takes a Stand, still available where it's available. And new places coming soon.
That was still one of the weirdest nights for me in LA ever.
People were freaking out, dude.
But not only that, it just got so quiet. I just remember I was at the bar with you, and then I was with Luke. And like, you know, everybody was in disbelief. And I remember just driving around Santa Monica, and it was eerily quiet. It was just like, and I stayed up all night watching coverage. I just couldn't. I was like, this is really happening. This is the craziest shit ever. You're right. People were just losing their fucking mind. It was nuts. Absolutely nuts. Something I'll never forget. How was the Mets game today? Another win.
Dude, How about those fucking Mets, dude? Mets have won every series they have played so far. Takes 3 of 4 from the defending NL West champs and 107 game winning San Francisco Giants. Go out there, it was glorious, Andy. First of all, I flew in to Newark, got in the car, went directly to Citi Field, walked into Citi Field. Before I walk in, I go see the Tom Seaver statue, which it's just it was honestly the first in many little things, including the team itself, that was just like, hey, this ain't the fucking Wilpon Mets anymore. We spent the money on the Seaver statue. I mean, we were talking about this when we were outside the stadium. Dude, the Seattle Mariners have a statue of Griffey up. Griffey retired 8 years ago. You know what I mean? Like Tom Seaver, we just had a Tom Seaver statue put in 2022, dude.
Are there other Met statues there?
No statues.
Interesting.
0. The only other like recognition of a player is when you go in the rotunda. It's all Jackie Robinson shit. He didn't even play for the fucking Mets, dude. So that was huge. It was the very first thing. It was like not the Wilpon Mets. You go in, the Chick-fil-A fucking ads are no longer on the foul poles. Like hit it here, beef is whatever. Like like dumb shit.
Yeah.
The whole it's a whole different vibe, and you'll love this because it's hilarious. Because me and my buddy Pete Anderson were cracking up when we listened to it on the radio. And he was like, "You hate sports radio, huh?" And I was like, "Well, they don't do their top 10 favorite GIFs of all time. It's sure. Like the dumbest. It's just sports radio."
I couldn't agree more, especially local. You're talking local sports radio, right?
The guy was trying to make a point about what's going on in New York baseball right now. And he was like, I swear to God, this is directly from the fan today. He was like, "I'll tell you what's going on in New York baseball right now." He's like, "Now, this reference might go over some of your heads, guys. You guys ready? This one might go over. It's a movie reference. It might go over some of your heads because some of you guys are old. I know you're old. You're what are you, like 60? New York baseball right now is like the fantastic Jon Favreau, Vince Vaughn vehicle couples retreat." And I was like, "What?"
No, he did not.
I swear to God. And
no,
me and my buddy are like, "What the fuck?" He's like,
couples retreat.
He goes, "Have you seen it? Have you? No, I didn't think you would. No, that's the kind of you like a Gene Kelly movie. I know what you like." He goes, "Well, I've seen couples retreat 6 or 7 times. And here's what happens in couples. So Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau and a couple of other guys, they go out to a couples retreat.
Based on love.
Based on, yeah. I was going to say Warren Sapp because he kind of looks like him, but it wasn't him. They all go out in this couples retreat. And so they're on this resort. And they're supposed to be like, dude, Andy, this is word for word what he said.
Oh, my God.
They're at this resort, and they're supposed to be doing yoga and getting to know each other and talking about their feelings and stuff. But across from their resort, there's this other resort. They keep seeing it. People are dancing. People are on jet skis. People are having a good time. And I swear to God, he goes, "That resort, that's the best right now." I was like, "What the fuck is this reference?" That resort where they're doing yoga and nobody's having fun, that's the Yankees right now. Those jet skis, that's Steve Cohen's New York Mets. And I was like, this is the longest winded fucking thing to just say the tables have turned in New York baseball.
And that's why you don't listen to local sports radio.
Shout out to any dirtballs who heard that on the fan today, because that was word for word what the dude said. But dude, it is unbelievable to be a Mets fan right now. It feels good. I've been here before. I've had an exciting April before. I've had the rug pulled out for me. I'm going to knock on wood. I'm hoping Gabby's table's real wood. I'm going to say something, and it's if I was you, if I was Andy Ruther, I would be afraid of saying this for curse reasons, but I'll say it because I don't believe I am cursed. This team feels different.
Okay.
Went to the ballpark, a couple tall boys at Miller Lite, a couple hot dogs. It was the day. I posted it on our Twitter. The best day of the year is the first day in spring where Joe Praino, the Mets, and Miller Lite have a threesome. Boom.
Yeah.
3-way.
Well, the best part about Miller Lite is it's a light beer, but it's still a beer, Joe. How many of those other light beers don't taste like beer? They're water.
Andy, on this podcast, we've had the greatest beer, in my opinion, ever, Miller Lite, as a sponsor for a long time. And I know they don't want us to name other beers specifically.
Sure.
But I even avoid talking about other beers in theory because we don't want to push any buttons. But this week, Miller Lite has opened the doors for us to do it. And actually, there are a lot of quote unquote light beers. Most of them taste like water.
Sure.
Because there's only one original light beer, Miller Lite. It's a whole recipe. They didn't just take Miller Heavy and water it down like some of those other light beers. This is an original light beer.
Yeah. And a lot of things have changed over the years, but not Miller Lite since 1975. Like you said, the OG. It's the original. It's a light, great tasting beer that everyone should be enjoying at the ballpark with their friends, watching some baseball. To get Miller Lite delivered right to your door, visit MillerLite.com/dirty sports, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Well, I have to do a Reds update conversely, because it's now it's really gotten funny. It was funny before, it's getting even funnier. The Castellini curse is way greater than the Ruther curse.
How many games have you won since he said, what else are, no, that's not real?
0.
It's been what? 8 games, 9 games?
9. Since Phil Castellini said to the fans, where are you going to go? And he said, be careful what you ask for. The Reds were 2-2. They had split the series in Atlanta to start the season. He said that on opening day in Cincinnati. Since then, listen to this. The Reds have not only lost 9 straight, but by a combined score of 59-18, this is the craziest one of all these stats. They've had a lead for 18 pitches in the last 9 games.
That's crazy.
I love it.
Now, well, we talked about this before. We'll talk about it again. We are in 2 different places as baseball fans, probably as far different places as you could possibly be as baseball fans, because right now I am on 0 sleep. Essentially, I'm on 15 minutes of sleep on the, 20 minutes of sleep on the plane, 15, 20 minutes of sleep on the car since yesterday morning, which, by the way, I've noticed something recently. I've been doing a lot of shows on no sleep. I hate not sleeping, but I do feel like my delirious sleep episodes, we bring it. I feel like they're especially
for
fun.
Sure. For sure.
Sleep deprivation, the breakfast of champions. But if you told me right now on no sleep after cross-country flight and already having gone to a Mets game today, it is 9:58 here Eastern time, PM. If you told me right now there's been a scheduling malfunction, the Mets have to play a game at 11 p.m. tonight, Here's free tickets. You have an hour to get down to the ballpark. I would go, Andy. I'd fucking go. Let's fucking go, Mets.
Now, conversely,
Meanwhile,
yeah,
to do the old Adam Bird Batman.
Adam West.
Adam West. Who's Adam Burt?
Yeah, I don't know. You're just making up names. I was offered.
Meanwhile, back at the Bat Lair,
I was offered tickets for the Reds Cardinals Sunday, and I turned them down. That's where I'm at.
Because you're like, fuck them.
Well, I mean, dude, the more I thought about it, even since it's and for the record, it's not easy for me to turn down free tickets to a Reds game. I love going to Reds games, but I can take a year off. I can, like I said, I'll do the one game, but besides that, I just don't know. I'm standing by it. A lot of people won't stand by it. My thing is like, dude, you gotta not watch them. You gotta not go. You're gonna mock me. I was texting McCutter the other day. We were talking about it, and I bet you'll agree. And we joked last episode about this. Joe, it's such an easy remedy. By the way, I've never seen fans this angry. You've seen it about the Bengals. I've never seen it in my whole life with the Reds. And we were saying this is the remedy. And I bet you'll agree with this. All the Reds need to do, literally, and then I'll go to games again. Do $1 hot dog night, $1 beer night. Phil Castellini works the concession stand the whole night. Dude.
Oh, wow.
Dude, I'm in. You got me. That's your apology. That's the olive branch. I'm in. It's that easy of a fix, but you're too stubborn or you're too money hungry. You won't do it. It's that easy of a fix. $1 hot dog night. He works the concession stand all night. Boom. I'm back watching the Reds, even though they suck. But you're not going to do it.
Somebody clip that. Somebody put it on Twitter. Somebody put it on Instagram. Somebody tag the Reds. I think you could. We had a great "It's a gift world" title episode, but also Andy Ruther saves the Braves, saves the Reds.
The Braves,
bro. I'm sleep deprived. And by the way, I have had a lot to drink to get today, and also I want to explain. Burt Ward was the name of the actor who played Robin on the Adam West Batman.
Oh,
so
okay.
Adam Burt wasn't out of nowhere.
But is that not an easy solution?
Yeah. It's an easy.
And I think a lot of fans would show up because a lot of
hit the easy button.
$1 hot dog night, $1 beer night. You maybe don't even have to work the concession the whole game. Work the first 5 innings.
I was going to even say like $1.
Show some humility.
$1 hot dog night, $1 beer night. Every hot dog or beer, you get a ticket. With a ticket, you get a ball. The ball, you throw them in the dunk tank.
Yeah.
Put the whole Castellini family in the dunk tank.
I'm just saying. Again, there are easy solutions. These teams and these celebrities, they got all these PR think tanks, and how do I make this problem?
Just fucking spend some money.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. I liked him when he was in Met. We're all stocked up, knock on wood again, because I'm such an abused housewife when it comes to Mets baseball that like I know tomorrow there could be a bus accident where our entire outfield is for some reason debilitatingly injured simultaneously. But like Michael Conforto's just like a free agent right now, Andy. Maybe why doesn't Phil Castellini go, hey, you want $30 million for one season? Come hit a couple fucking balls out to right field here at the Great American Ballpark. Castellini.
I don't think Conforto's worth $30 million.
Well, he's probably a $20 million a year guy, but that's the problem is no one wants to give him 6 years, 120. But I bet you he'd take 30 to show up and play for the Reds till October.
Well, it's not only the Reds that are having problems. Oakland, the video was going viral of no one at the Oakland game the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, no one. I sent that to you. And the night before, the paid attendance was announced at 3,748.
Right. I was going to say, so there's a couple things here. one, there was an explanation for the one thing, which was like it was a day and night game changed into a day game. The last minute,
Sure.
blah, 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 blah. But whatever. The night before, there was 3,000 people. This is a perfect example, and I hate to do this because I feel like between Dirty Sports and Dirty Slides, new episode available now, where all podcasts are available, except for Spotify, apparently.
You just cut out one of the major two.
Fine. Everywhere else.
Holy shit. Are you kidding me?
The Grizzlies came back.
Bro.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. When did that run start? When I said
the fourth quarter, they've outscored them as of the game's over. 37-12 in the fourth quarter.
I mean, did that run basically start when I said that they were going to win the series?
Bro, that's wild.
I'd love the timing on that. Somebody match up what time we aired this podcast versus what time the Memphis Grizzlies went on their run. Nostradamus.
I mean, Anthony Edwards just full on, he's floating in the ocean right now.
Yeah, he's for some reason he's surrounded in green dye.
Dude.
Karl Anthony Towns is about to be fucking shaving in his oversized tighty whities. Just be like, what happened? Why were Maverick's underwear so big in that scene?
That's a great point. Why was his underwear so big?
What the fuck was I about to say?
I don't know. We're talking about baseball.
Yeah, we were talking about baseball. We were talking about
Oakland.
Thank you for the reminder.
They had 3,700 people at the game.
I hate to be a broken record, not just on this show and on our other baseball spinoff of this show.
Where podcasts are available everywhere but Spotify.
Basically just iTunes and the podcast app and SoundCloud. Definitely SoundCloud. And
it's called Apple now. I don't even do iTunes, yeah. But anyway.
Yeah.
You can do it, dude. We'll get through like 30 more minutes. You can do it.
My point was this. You got a dump of a fucking stadium. You barely spend money on your fucking team. Of course no one's going to show up. Of course they're not going to show up. Stop fucking pretending that you give a shit when the obvious is you're making money on. But like you can't even make money when 3,500 people come to the game, right?
No. I wouldn't think so. Right?
Yeah.
Hey, did you see the new uniforms for the Padres next year with the Motorola patch on it?
Yep. I did. I don't hate it. It's fine.
Oh, come on.
I mean, the thing is like they've
my stance on this.
They've greased the wheels a bit with the NBA uniforms. Like,
and you know how I felt about that.
I know, but like you don't even notice anymore.
Bullshit, I don't notice.
Who's the Grizzly sponsor?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Who's the Timberwolves sponsor?
I don't know.
Who's the Warriors sponsor? Hakunin or something like that.
I was just about to say.
But it's like it's not noticeable.
The Bucks have Motorola.
Yeah.
It is noticeable. It's a big ass patch on their sleeve. No, look. Here's all I'm going to say about this.
Andy Lazarus made, I think, the best and final point on this, which is start by banning the shift, and then I'll worry about all the other shit later. I was like, that's a great call.
But here's my point. They don't want to give something else up. This is my problem. Your uniforms look stupid because you have a patch. Then fucking make the beers cheaper. That's all I'm saying. Oh, we need the money. Then give me something else as a fan. Give me something else. The uniforms look ridiculous. You don't need a patch. This is not soccer.
I'm sure it was received just the same the first time it got put on a soccer jersey. Oi, mate, if I put 500 fucking cunts.
What the fuck was that?
That was nondescript soccer hooligan.
You're gonna sleep so good tonight. I can tell. You're gonna sleep so good tonight. And I knew you were gonna disagree with me on the patch. I don't
disagree with you.
It looks ridiculous.
It's just like my feelings on it are this: if you're gonna have these fucking owners crying poor and holding entire cities hostage with their baseball team, well, I mean, would you rather fucking Phil Castellini puts a big chili bean on your patch on your shoulder and buys a couple players, or just goes, well, fuck it, we're not making any money, what else are you gonna do?
It's not. It doesn't.
Kings Island isn't open for 6 weeks. Get fucked.
It just opened last weekend for anybody who cares.
But the water park doesn't open for 6 weeks.
That's
Get
right.
fucked.
That's right. The water park is not open yet. I mean, it's ridiculous. I feel the same way about the field. I've said that. I don't want to show up to a game. You got to put advertisements on the fucking field now. Come on, guys. Come on. It has to end at some, it's capitalism run. It's like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Do it for the love of the game.
Well, look, I understand. You got, but it's
Andy's t-shirt.
Yeah, exactly. I'm wearing a Miller Lite t-shirt. Okay, you got me there.
Which, by the way, I support because the Miller, I would rock Miller. I was rocking Miller Lite shirts before they paid me to.
Yeah, exactly. So, a little different.
But also, Manny Machado's probably got a Motorola Razr.
What's Motorola doing? They're not doing phones now. Nobody has a Motorola. What are they doing? They're going to be doing something else because they're on the Bucks jerseys too.
I believe they do Motorola. I do believe they do phones.
I know, but they got to do something else technologically, like in the technological world.
I'm sure they do, but I think it's still mostly phones.
Who the fuck has a Motorola phone? You name me one person that you.
I think a lot of those. Androids. I think a lot of them are Motorola's.
For real?
Motorola's, Samsungs. Probably the big.
I thought they were Samsungs.
LGs.
We're back to the goddamn. We're back to those. Back to those phones, those Androids.
Yeah.
Hey, we haven't heard from the Dirtballs in a while. I'm going to do something that I haven't done in a long time. I'm going to skip all NFL news.
Wow. Deebo Samuel demanded a trade. It's really all the. Is that the NFL?
There's other stuff.
Okay.
By the way, Deebo Samuel.
I don't understand this.
I don't either.
Does any team figure out how to use him the way the Niners did?
Exactly. Find a guy who can use you the way Shanahan does. What are you doing, bro?
But maybe does he not like that? Does he not want to be a running back?
I don't know, but I saw a stat. He's only the third player in NFL history to have like that many rushing TDs. It's him, Marshall Faulk, and Roger Craig. Not related to Roger Clegg.
Roger Clegg. Andy didn't fuck it up. He played the Penguin in the original Adam West Batman. Roger, dude. And featuring Roger Clegg.
Dude, those original Adam West Batmans. Oh my God. They're so ridiculous. Well, weren't they always in a submarine? They're always in a submarine.
Oh, there's all kinds of shit. Yeah.
The Joker.
To the bat sub, Robin.
No, but I just remember. I remember the villains. I remember the villains in there. Like the Joker and fucking the Penguin and Catwoman. I don't know if you know this, but when they cast Michael Keaton, this is a true story. When they cast Michael Keaton in the updated version of Batman, Adam West was mad that he wasn't chosen. Dude, I'm not lying. Look this up. Because I remember talking about it with my brothers when it happened. He was like 60. And he was mad.
That's amazing.
That he wasn't cast. All right. Dirtballs. Let's hear from him. 310-359-8365. Oh, we forgot to talk about this. I wanted to bring this. There's a lot of stuff we didn't talk about, but I know you're running on empty. We're just gonna push it to next episode.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you.
You the real MVP, Joe. Okay. Oh, this will be good because we're talking about baseball. And we're talking about owners and teams. I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Hey guys, this is Las Vegas DirtBall Matt. Lately, there's been a little bit of conversation surrounding the city of Las Vegas and maybe Las Vegas getting a Major League Baseball team or maybe an NBA team. This might be a little bit much considering the Golden Knights came like 5 years ago. The Raiders came just 2 or 3 years ago. So I've got two questions about that. One, would you guys support another major franchise coming to the city of Las Vegas, or would 3 in the span of, say, like 5 to 7 years, is that just too many? And then number 2, if a franchise were to be awarded to Las Vegas, what team names do you think would be interesting? I, for one, have done a little bit of research, and I think Outlaws, like Bandits, could be interesting, or something card-related like Spades or Jokers. Yeah, just curious to hear your guys' thoughts, and hope you guys have a good day. Stay dirty out there.
Okay. I like this. I'm going to lead off with this. As a former Las Vegas resident myself, they had 0 teams when I was there. And that was the big talk when I was there from 2005 to 2007 was baseball or basketball. And surprisingly, they got neither of those.
Yeah, hockey and football.
Hockey and football. I think this is what I want to pull up. This is why I think it's important to look at the greater metropolitan area as far as people, right?
Okay.
So I think we got to compare. So right now, according to Wikipedia, this is the greater metropolitan largest cities in the country. Las Vegas is 29th at 2.292 million. And so let's see who's around them and let's see how many pro teams they have. So I think that's important. Right back in them at 30 is Cincinnati. They have 2 pro teams. Right back in Cincinnati, Kansas City, 31. They have 2 pro teams. Then Columbus, they have 1 pro team. Then Indianapolis, they have 2. Then the Cleveland area.
Where's Indianapolis is where?
33rd largest. Okay. And they have 2. Right in front of Las Vegas, again, Vegas is 29th. 28th is Austin. They have 0. 27 is Pittsburgh. They have 3 pro teams. In front of that is Sacramento, then Portland, then San Antonio. My point would be this. All those cities around the same in the like 25 to 35 biggest mostly have 2 if they have any pro sports teams. A third's a lot, but Vegas is growing more than a lot of those cities.
I think Vegas is growing. 2, it's such a tourist destination. Like way more so than those cities that are in the same realm. So sure. I wonder how big Vegas bulges to on any given weekend. So, and here is my thought process with that. First of all, to me, from a tourism standpoint and from like a high roller standpoint and from all that, it's like, give them a fucking basketball team.
Oh, without a doubt.
But the flip side of that is baseball is now being held hostage by people claiming poor. Vegas is a rich city. So also you could Vegas could be the destination. We're going to take your team and move you to Vegas. We're going to take your team and move you to Portland. We're going to take you to, I like Vegas as the scary, we're going to take your baseball team.
Well, that's already what Oakland's doing.
Right.
They're doing the Vegas threat.
Right. So I like that. But I think basketball works there from a tourism standpoint, from a high roller standpoint, from a luxury suite standpoint, from all that, from the courtside situation.
The history of UNLV.
Yeah. So I'd be okay with even at their size, them getting a third team if it were a basketball team. Also, baseball stadiums are so much bigger. I would go basketball, but I like the use of Vegas as a baseball threat. But I would go basketball. I like the Outlaws. I like that's a good name.
I like the Jokers.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I like it when teams go with the non-plural. Like I like it when it's the Utah Jazz or the Orlando Magic. How about like the Las Vegas Jackpot?
Not feeling that one, man.
Okay.
Not gonna lie. The jackpot?
Well, I think Terry Collins would disagree. So you're asking the jackpot now.
I will say, as someone who attended a minor league, only one baseball game, you got to have a dome, because I feel like I almost died of heat exhaustion when I saw.
Absolutely.
Their AAA team's outside.
That's the other thing with baseball. I mean, it would have to be at least retractable.
I mean, I saw a 51s game. They're the Las Vegas 51s. They used to be a Dodgers affiliate. I don't know if they still are.
They were a Mets affiliate for a minute too.
Yeah. Fucking hot as shit. $1 beer night, though. I don't remember much because I got blacked out and probably. What about that? The Las Vegas blackout.
Ooh, I kind of like that. I don't know how the Las Vegas tourism board would feel, but whatever happens at blackout games stays at blackout games.
They don't really do that anymore.
Right.
It's a shame. When was the last time you went to Vegas?
I drove through Vegas on the way to Colorado and back. Drove through. Last time I was in Vegas. I feel like I'm forgetting one, but it might have been a couple years ago when I went down for the Tom York show with my brother a couple Christmases ago. But I might be forgetting one visit since then.
You ready to hear from our 315 crew?
Yes. 315.
They're so drunk on this call.
I love it. Is the whole gang together for fucking?
I don't know. They're at a strip club.
Somebody's birthday. It was somebody's birthday recently.
They're at a strip club. They're just drunk out of their mind.
Some of my favorite people in the whole world.
So this is upstate New York crew, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can decipher this call.
Yo, what's up? It's Lagoy calling live from the 315 in the strip club. I'm just wondering, what's the difference between Jay Cutler and Baker Mayfield? If you're starting a franchise tomorrow, who you drafting? Jay or Baker? And I got my boy spin that record. Yo, spin.
Yo, go Bills. Josh Allen's got a big motherfucking dude.
He's got the big fucking horse cock. They call him Horse Cock Allen. Stay dirty, boys.
1930s drunk. 1930s cartoon drunk at the end. He gave us the hiccup.
Did he get a hiccup?
He got that
I
hiccup.
missed the hiccup.
Yeah.
1930s. He's the mouse in fucking Dumbo.
Yeah, comes out of the fucking barrel of ale.
But wait, I like the question though.
Yeah.
Jay Cutler or Baker Mayfield?
Well, you know, it's so funny because they have similar sort of like success levels, but for wildly different reasons. Like Baker Mayfield and Jay Cutler's body is probably an all-pro quarterback. Jay Cutler and Baker Mayfield's body works at a gas station.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I'll take hustle and heart over don't care every day of the week. I'll take Baker over Jay.
I think I'm going to have to agree with you. I think I'm going to have to take Baker over Jay. Because you got one guy who actually cares.
Yeah, and one guy who openly don't care.
Yeah. I mean, Baker Mayfield did play all last season injured. Jay Cutler had a slight injury in the NFC Championship game and just stood in the sideline like.
Well, like Caleb Haney or somebody went out there.
Yeah.
Deep pull. I don't know if it was him, but I feel like
I don't think it was him. That's a nice pull though.
It's Kyle Orton.
Caleb Haney.
I think it was Caleb Haney.
Let's see. It was the 20.
Come on, Caleb Haney.
2011 NFC Championship game.
Daddy needs a new Las Vegas jackpot T-shirt.
It was 10-0 the game. Was it? No. Am I looking at the right score? Is it 2011 or 2010? Hold on. We're gonna find this. I think it was 10-0. Can I get the right fucking? Why is it so hard to find?
Just put in J Color NFC Championship game.
No, it was 21-14. I was wrong. Oh my God. You are correct, sir. That's a nice pull, Joe Praino.
Deep pull.
Caleb Haney, 13 of 20, 153 yards, 1 touch, 2 interceptions.
Deep.
Aaron Rodgers played terrible too.
That's when you go into the giant igloo, like the casket igloo that you got outside by your barbecue, and you think everybody's drank all the beers and all there's left is like waters and LaCroix. And then you just put your hand, you're just up to your armpit in ice. You're about to lose feeling sensation. And you come out with a Miller Lite and you're like, ha, got him. Caleb Haney up in the house.
Rodgers had a terrible game. 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But Greg Jennings put the team.
Greg Jennings.
Put his team in the back, though. 8 catches, 130 yards.
Oh, no. Fucking broken leg.
Fuck you, Gummy.
He just dives in there. Fuck you, Cutler.
Bro, Caleb Haney played 3 seasons in the NFL. You got to see his picture, man. This is unbelievable. Caleb Haney career stats: 679 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. Dear God. If you guess where he went to school, I will lose my mind. I'll be spinning SpongeBob meme. If you can guess where he went to college. Where do you think?
I'm trying to like find it.
No way you get this. You falling asleep on me?
Western Illinois.
That's a good guess. Colorado State, like that. You were in that wheelhouse of like random.
Yeah, I went like, oh, maybe he was like a local kid that they were like, we liked it, the Illinois kid.
Do you have time for one more call, or do you want to?
Yeah, let's do it. Nap.
Right.
I'm about to go. I'm going to sleep, dude. What time is it?
It's 10. It's almost 10:30. Okay, so we had a call last episode about all those calories. I feel like now it's going to be one of those things where DirtBall's calling to share their calories. This is Kyle Aronofsky going ham on the Oreos.
What's going on, boys? Kyle Aronofsky calling back once again from beautiful Toms River, New Jersey, home of the 1998 Little League World Series champions. Just heard the call about the guy who had 5,000 calories in a sitting, and I started doing some math on some of mine. On many occasions, almost commonly, I would eat a large pie, pizza for those who don't live in the tri-state area and call it pie. I just Googled it, around 2,200 calories. I've done that with toppings, so that probably brings it closer to 2,500, 3,000. Something else that I do, I don't really do it anymore because I'm starting to watch my figure a bit. Cut out the alcohol, the Miller Lite, and the crappy food. But I would eat an entire box of the family size double stuffed Oreos, and I checked. Those are 140 calories for 2, which is the serving size, and I would eat the whole box. So that math is like over 2,000 as well, I think. Not a math guy. 2,100 calories, I think. So that was pretty tremendous. And the way to eat Oreos fast, to where you can do that without even blinking, is you eat them out of a cereal bowl with the milk in the bowl with a spoon, and if you like them soggy and you don't want to wait, you crack the one side of the Oreo so the milk just absorbs right into there, and you eat like 4 or 5 at a time. You can do 2,000 calories in like less than 10 minutes.
Bro.
You want a day's worth that quick. That's the way to do it.
Bro.
Oreos. That's it. Condoms are for normal Oreos. There's always double stuff.
Can you imagine putting an entire box of Oreos into a bowl and mixing it with milk?
No, I can't. It's like you remember Cookie? What was it? Cookie Crunch?
Captain Crunch.
No, there's the cookie. Remember the one that looked like little cookies?
Yeah.
It's like doing that with like actual chocolate chip cookies. Cookie Crisp. That's what it was. Cookie Crisp.
Dude. Okay, you know why else the '80s were wild? They didn't give a fuck about what you put in your cereal.
No, dude. And the best part about it is like, as long as they came up with a wild fucking mascot, they were just like,
this diabetes.
They're like, it's Twizzy. Twizzy the cat. And you're like, what's Twizzy the cat? It's like, he's on the box that's just Twizzlers cut into small pieces that you serve yourself in milk. And you're like, Twizzlers aren't cereal. You're like, these aren't Twizzlers. These are Twizzies. Dude, with Twizzy the cat.
I'm telling you, man, the '80s were wild.
And the cat's like, meow, now candy can be cereal. And you're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
You know what? My mom.
Welcome to Count Chocula, where an entire chocolate bar becomes cereal.
I mean, it's what I'm saying. All that shit. Tricks.
Yeah.
You know how unhealthy Tricks is? Oh, that's a fun rabbit. Oh, just eat all this sugar, motherfuckers, and send them to school. And the funny part is, I used to get mad at my mom. She didn't allow that shit. And I go over to friends and I'd be like, dude, you have Tricks? My mom doesn't allow. My mom always says too much sugar in the morning.
We've definitely done this before, but if you had to eat one cereal for the rest of your life, what would you eat?
Captain Crunch is up there.
I think I'm going Life.
Oh, so for the rest of my life?
Yeah. I'm going Life cereal.
About Honey Nut Cheerios.
Also strong. Remember they were like, we're going to add 90 grams of sugar to Cheerios, but there's a bumblebee. How come the bumblebee only has 1 foot? Shh, don't talk about it.
I love how so many people don't get that joke. Because he got that sugar foot, fam. It's lit, son.
By the way, I love that Kyle Aronofsky's like, oh, I haven't been doing it lately because I've been watching my weight. Also, tune in tomorrow while I'll be eating 3 pork rolls and reviewing them on my Instagram.
He's like, I'm watching my weight, but I'm going to order a giant extra large Dominator from Domino's. Is that still a thing? Remember the Dominators? Dude, we live in such a gross country. It's so fucking amazing. And for the record, everybody always thinks I'm high at night. Guys, I'm not high. I don't know. I just look high. Dirtballs always think I'm high when we do shows at night. I'm not high. I'm just an old man. I need to go to sleep. That's our show. That's why.
Yeah.
310-359-8365. That's our hotline. We're on social at The Dirty Sports. If you want to see Joe live, you should probably go to his website.
It's joepraino.com/shows. I got 2 stand spots so far, the 25th and the 29th. That Monday, I believe it's Monday the 25th, is a frantic show, which is always a great show. And I'm sure I'll be adding more. So stay on my social media at Joe Praino on all social media, except for Twitter, where I'm Fix Your Life, and go to my website for shows. Or I guess if you're one of those people, just DM me and ask.
Yeah.
You better be fucking following me if you're going to DM me and ask.
That's another favorite. Oh, I wasn't following you? I had no clue. I wasn't following you. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back on Monday. Have a lovely weekend. And as always,